Thank you guys for joining me. It is Miss Sinclair, aka the Feminine Boss. I feel like my camera is super close, but it's all good. So let's get into this, femininity and freedom and wealth and love, because I really feel like since I've been on this journey, I've really gotten a clear understanding of what it means to be feminine and how I can express myself in the best way. And I really think that most women are fighting to get back to their feminine power. I feel like women are really fighting to get back to a place of soft and ease and, just wisdom and love and sharing and, charisma. Like, we want to flow in this world. We don't want things to be hard. And truly, that is the best way that women can impact our societies. And so let's talk about it. I wanted to bring this topic up today because I've been on my own spiritual journey and I got laid off in June. It's December now, but I got laid off in June. And it was so hard for me to sit still and relax, even though I was in a position where I was already financially independent. My man, living with my man, don't really have to pay for bills. I felt the need to keep going very hard, trying to make money, trying to go here, go there, network. And it is now December, and I'm only just finally resting in a place where I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is my time to rest. Maybe this is my time to, build with myself and explore myself and make huge impact in a graceful way. Like, we don't always have to approach things so hard and heavy. And I'm an Aries, so we get to it, we're adventurous, we're ready, we're spontaneous, we're like, let's go, you got an idea, we're gonna push the button and keep it moving. But this is a very interesting space for me because I really had a struggle with really resting. And something else I want to talk about as well is how Black women specifically, we struggle with even finding our true femininity because we come from a lineage of women who just had to carry so much and be responsible for so much. It's almost like innate. It's in our DNA that we choose ourselves last, that we consider others before ourselves, that we would sacrifice for others before we even sacrifice for ourselves. Like, what type of life is that? Like, who sacrifices for someone else and not sacrifices for themselves? And so I want to talk about training ourselves to think differently and create a life that really allows us to flow and impact humanity and live in abundance the way that we all should be living today. So if y'all have any thoughts, go ahead and throw them in the comment section, so that I can continue to make videos and really express in the interests that you guys have, right? This channel is really for women who want to make a lifestyle change, and you have identified places in your life that just don't serve you, and you want more for yourself, and that you can have more, but sometimes we just need the wisdom of others or the experience of others. Sometimes we need a strategy, we need the confidence and the proof that it can happen. So if I can expand upon anything, please let me know. In 2018, I found myself divorced, depressed, and financially bankrupt. And I was intentional about changing my life and becoming the woman that I am today. The way that I communicate, even, it's like, yes, girl, we see you. We see your personal growth. Okay. And so I think that we should all be on this journey back to who we are originally, our soul levels, and expressing ourselves and impacting in the way that we are designed to. So let's get the conversation started. So I think that being a feminine woman, you are really able to express wisdom, experience, you're able to cultivate your soul in a way that, when someone experiences you, they feel clarity, they feel at ease, they feel cared for, they feel nurtured, and without you really doing much, right? Um, and I think that in history, it shows that, there was this whole feminist movement where, women wanted the right to do things. And I think that that also kind of, propelled the behaviors of women to really be more financially independent because they really couldn't depend on their husbands coming back from war, or even in the Black communities where a lot of our men was being arrested or addicted to drugs. Women had to step up. So it's been a whole long history of us, not really being in our feminine, needing to be the thinker, needing to be the pusher, needing to be the builder. And we've gotten used to that, and we've gotten away from supporting our societies, our men and our children, not necessarily being involved in everything, but being that support and that wisdom. And the reason why femininity needs freedom is because we need freedom to cultivate these things within ourselves. We have to take time to read. We need to take time to experience the world, experience other cultures. We need to be able to take time to build relationships, meaningful relationships. We need to get back to, being the person that introduces the person to the other person, and not being the person that needs to run the business, right? Because that is how are able to even we're even able to preserve ourselves as women, by living this type of lifestyle. Talk about wanting to stay snatched and preserve your youth. Well, you need to create a lifestyle where you have the time freedom and the means to do that. And that is why wealth is a part of this topic, because I found myself finally financially free, meaning that, I have assets that pay for all of my bills. And so I have the time to figure things out. I have the time to develop myself, and I have the time to pour into you. And, I have the time to support my man. I have the time to support my family. And this is where we belong. And it's only the beginning for me, because I already told y'all, like, I got laid off in June, and all summer I was hustling my health and wellness business, selling products just out there. And I got burnt out. I got burnt out. The universe was like, girl, we already gave you an out from work, and now you're out in the streets working. Go sit your butt down. And so I'm like, okay, maybe this is not what I should be doing. Maybe I should just be focusing on my real estate, which I did. I built out the rest of my property so I can produce more additional income, more passive income. And, now I'm like, okay, I need to be selling houses. I need to be, helping people buy houses. I need to be out networking. And my soul is just like, no, right now you're supposed to be resting and allowing and attracting the next level of your existence. You're not supposed to be doing the work physically. Like, that's low vibrational. You have a voice. You need to share. You need to educate and support other people who are on their journey. And that's where I find myself here. That freedom from building wealth has allowed me here. And that's why I always tell women, you need to be financially free. You need to be financially free. And real estate is what did it for me. One single property is bringing me in $4,000 a month. I don't have to worry about my bills. I don't have to worry about my expenses. And it really gives me the freedom to sit in bed until 12 p.m. or whenever I feel like getting up. It gives me the option of, going to the gym if I want to, or going to a coffee shop if I want to, until I magically attract the right opportunity for me to make a huge impact. And this is what I want for you. I want you to be in the space where you're thinking about how you can be financially free so that you can sit in your femininity and build great things, because you're not going to do it if you're out hustling. You're not going to do it if you're tired. You're not going to do it if you're taking care of all these people and things. You're only going to do it when you're resting and you're able to think and connect with the divine, co-create with the creator, and then you will start to flourish in a way that you've never seen before. So this is the goal, right? Being a feminine woman, you want to create values in your life, right? You want to figure out, what is it that you stand for? And we all don't stand for the same thing, but what is it that you stand for? For me personally, I stand for health. I stand for personal health. I stand for independence. And that's just based on my own personal journey that the universe had brought me through. I had lived with my mom, who was a single parent We lived in a single parent household. She had 3 children. She was hustling, working 2 jobs, taking care of us. I remember days where I would hold on to $1 for weeks just to see how long I can hold on to this dollar until my mom could give me more money. And I always said to myself, I would never be in a situation. I can't wait to move out. I can't wait to have my own. And so that type of life had produced this type of woman where I want to be financially free. Being in a relationship where I felt neglected and, I wasn't eating well, I wasn't having healthy habits, and it led me into a depression. Since then, I started to emphasize my healthy lifestyle. And I've always been the type of woman that says, I need to be healthy first. I need to take care of myself first. If I'm in a situation and I can't be healthy, then I don't want to be in it because it's going to hinder me from my personal growth. If I can't be financially free, I don't want it. Like, I only want opportunities that's going to take me to the woman that I want to be. And so we have to start realizing our own personal strengths and walk in that strength. Like, use that to power you. Like, what traumas have you gone through that can push you through whatever it is that you need to experience, learn, build, so that you can position yourself to make change once you reach a certain level. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And that's what I want for you. I don't want you working 2 jobs. I don't want you stressed out about where money is going to come from. I don't want you worrying about who's going to love me. I don't want you worrying about how am I going to purchase this or how am I going to achieve this. I want you to be so sure of yourself that you know the right opportunity is coming for you because you've been through the trials and tribulations. You have the knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and you're just waiting for a moment in time to align with you where you can make your mark, where you can really feel like the divine feminine woman that you want to be. This is why femininity needs freedom. The only thing you should be fighting for is your personal freedom. And the only way you're going to find your personal freedom is if you are financially independent. You don't have to worry. You don't have to depend on a man or a job to give you money every single month. Your life expenses are paid for. You have a roof over your head. You have food on the table. You have, clothing. You have the things that you need to live successfully every day to allow you to rest. That is the number one thing. And it's only because we're in a society where money matters, right? It's only because we live in a capitalistic country, or world, wherever you are, because money makes the world go round. So we have to play this game in order to get into a space where we can tap into our spirituality. Okay. So that is what I want for you. I think that society has too much say in who we are and who we're supposed to be. Until we can get that time to really tap into ourselves and have that connection and that communication with our creator, because I believe that we are all made in the image and likeness of God. We are all having experiences that God is like our experiences. God is experiencing the same thing. God wants whatever we want for ourselves, right? Because he created himself in like us. He's like, go out, be free, be fruitful, multiply, have dominion of the land. Do you, boo? Do you? Because I want to experience the fulfillment of me. Like, I want to experience the expansion of me. I want to experience every piece of what I can be. And so we have that within us. And if God can create us based on his thought and his word, we can create a life for ourselves based on our thought and our word. Right. And so society has nothing to do with who we are and who we want to be. We won't know that until we have the freedom to sit still for a while. Like, we have to sit still for a while. It's always in the darkness. It's always in the quiet where you're able to hear that voice. When I had my awakening, it was at the end of my marriage. I remember, and I always tell this story because I was so sad. I was so sad that I was feeling like this, and I didn't know like what else I could do to make my husband love me, like make my husband want me. I felt like, I didn't, not that I feel, but he was neglecting me purposely, consistently. And it was to a point where we weren't even sleeping in the same bed. And I was sitting in the other room because I'm so particular about my sleep. I was sleeping on an air mattress on the floor because the bed in that room was not comfortable for me. And I was sitting up against the wall, actually reading. I have a picture of myself this day. I gotta find that picture because that was the day of my awakening. I was sitting on the floor on an air mattress up against the wall in the room, and I was reading Sid Arthur. a book, Sid Arthur, right? I think that's the whole name of the book. I gotta go see. But it's very popular. It's about a guy, going on a journey and looking for something that they already have. Oh my God. I just can't believe that in that moment I was reading a book about, I think it was a prince. This prince was on a journey. He wanted to find something and he left his town. He left he left his riches, he left everything, and he was on a journey to go find something. And his journey took him through this, meeting different people, different life lessons, all the while to realize when he got to what he wanted that it was already with him. It was already where he was. Anyway, I need to sit with that. But I don't know what thought came from me at that time. I don't know what happened as I was reading that book to make me just sit back and cry and feel empty and feel like, what am I doing? Like, what's happening to me? I've never been this type of person. I've never been depressed in my life. My father used to call me butterfly because he knew that I was just so free flowing and energetic and curious and I get into a situation where I thought that I was in love. I thought that I was in a situation that would last forever. I thought that we were perfect together. I thought that I was willing to do everything for this person, and this person would neglect me emotionally, physically, you know, use our relationship to fulfill his own needs. And I'm not blaming him, but I am making a point that until you find the security within yourself and know who you are, you will always be pulled in a direction of what society has aligned or has put out for you. But it was in that moment when I was sitting there in that bed thinking that there was nowhere else to go. I didn't feel supported. I didn't feel like there was anything left to live for, to do. Like, I didn't feel a way out. I didn't have nobody to call. I didn't have support. I didn't have, people that I felt comfortable with sharing this every day, this feeling of just down and dark and heavy, having to fake, go out to work and work two jobs sometimes, and then come home and deal with the emotional trauma that I was dealing with. But it was in that moment on the air mattress in the separate bedroom against the wall reading this book, and I sat back and I put my head back on the wall, and I felt like my body was sinking. I felt like everything around me went black, and I felt like my soul was starting to leave my body and go into the ground. And I heard the voice. The voice said, "You have to go." That was the beginning of my personal awakening. Because I was quiet, I was still, even though I was in a dark, low place, I was able to hear. And after I heard it, I took immediate action. I didn't wait. Like, I didn't wait or go against it or have another thought. There was no other thought. There was nothing else to think about. There was nothing else to do. I didn't feel like there was any other way out until I heard that voice, and I never even thought about leaving. That's so crazy. I never even thought about leaving until I heard that voice. And it's unfortunate that a lot of us, we won't get to another level of our existence until we are at that point of no return, until we feel like everything just is not supporting us. It's not until we get into that point of darkness, of despair, of hopelessness, of failure, disease, illness, where we feel like, okay, something has to give, or we're finally quiet and still enough to understand that there is more, that more is inside of us. That same voice that God used to create the earth, the heavens, the earth, the humans, the things, the same voice is inside of us. And so the reason why freedom is so important in our femininity journey is because it gives us that opportunity to sit and hear that voice and create the things that we want. Okay? Oh my God. Every time I think about that moment, it's just like crazy to me. So crazy to me. Like, I'm not that type of person, but I had to go through that in order to know that there was more deepness, deeper inside of me. There's greatness inside of me. If only I can have the freedom to sit with it. And that is what I want for you. That is what I want for you. You know, toxic relationships, they will use your femininity. They will conquer your femininity because you are so great and so amazing. They will use your femininity, your sexuality, your beauty, your wisdom, your kindness to feel like they have some type of, like they have conquered this amazing being. And that is why we have to be careful with who we align with in relationships, because in a healthy relationship, you will be allowed to flourish, to grow, to cultivate that within yourself. You will have the time, you will have the grace, you will have the love, and you will have the support in a healthy relationship. And that's why you see women, that's why I think it's called hypergamy. That's why that type of relationship is so popularized. I mean, yeah, on the surface level, on a human level, yeah, they all want to talk about gifts and things and trips and whatever. But in essence, it is the femininity that is growing within a woman that is the real prize. She is able to be herself. She is able to live in luxury and rest. That's the real prize. In a healthy relationship, the masculine man wants the feminine woman. That's why he takes care of her, because she's precious. And when she's in her space and cultivating all this knowledge and wisdom, she brings that into the household. She brings that into him. She helps to build him up so that he can go for and live out his purpose and achieve his dreams and his goals and his desires. That's why she's cultivated and in the house. That's why she's pampered and taken care of, because he needs that energy to grow as a male. I don't want to say as a male, but as a man. We always put these labels and shiny things on to make it attractive, but in really we need to keep it soul level, because our souls are infinite. And so know the difference between a toxic relationship and a healthy relationship. A toxic relationship will drain you of your femininity. It will make you old and ugly. It'll dry you out. That is the total opposite. A healthy relationship will get your skin looking good, okay? Okay. A healthy relationship will adorn you, right? Will adorn you. Okay. So we really have to understand the difference between toxic and a healthy relationship and really prioritize that, as opposed to what you can get out of a relationship. What is the type of lifestyle? And this is why Shira 7 even talks about marry for the lifestyle. Marry for the lifestyle, because you will become the woman that you need to become. I think I'm going to do another video on toxic versus healthy relationships, because I have so much more to say, even as it pertains to different races and different cultures. I talked to my girlfriend. She's in Africa. I have two girlfriends who are closely connected to Africa, and they even give me insight on how women operate in their relationships in Africa. Let's take it back. Women aren't worried about the man that looks the best and what do you have for me to grow? What do you have to raise our children? Like, what what society are you in so that I can help? It's not about the things, it is about the impact. It is about the growth. And so we really need to start thinking about how we think about relationships. Okay. Femininity requires freedom, your lifestyle, the options that you have throughout the day. Are you on somebody else's schedule, or are you on your own schedule where you can, read, journal, meditate, do yoga? These things will enhance your femininity because it gives you that quiet time to get in touch, in tune with your spirit and your body. Okay. Your work lifestyle, like what are you doing for work? Does that align with your personal goals or your personal values? Does it keep you creative or is it stressing you out? This is where we start to make lifestyle changes. This is where we start to create the life that we want by changing these little things piece by piece until it all comes together to what we really want. Okay? And again, when it comes to the Black community, this is why Black women has had such a hard time finding or attracting love and wealth, because we're used to being in toxic relationships, being in relationships where men are using us, or where we're supporting the man, or where we need to take care of men, and that's just based on history, right? The reason our wealth is staggering is because we haven't cultivated habits in our life to get us in a position of wealth where we can really truly create passive income and grow that money to so that we can take care of ourselves independently. We're doing it all wrong. We can't depend on nobody but ourselves. So what circumstances are in your life where you can cultivate this type of life for yourself? Have freedom of time, decide where you want to put your energy, decide who you want to be around, who helps to mold you more into the woman that you want to be. Freedom gives you choices. And that's the only way that you're going to grow as a feminine woman. You have to have choices, opportunity. You have to make better decisions. Femininity needs freedom. So, what are you doing in your life right now to cultivate that freedom for yourself, that time freedom? You know, that passive income that's going to give you the money so you don't have to go out and work and you could just focus on creating something amazing. A feminine woman is kind, she's passionate, she's creative, she's sensual, she leads with humility and love. What changes can you make today to help you get more aligned to the woman that you desire to be, to get more aligned with what the Creator designed us to be? Let's start thinking about the little changes that we can make. And it's little changes because they happen over time. Maybe you can start with the type of job you have, not in any particular order, but look at the job that you have. Are you happy? Is it serving your highest and best self? Do you feel amazing when you walk through the doors of work? Are you collaborating with your coworkers? Do you like your boss? If not, start looking for another job. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the loss of. This is until you start making these type of decisions, you're going to keep going in the same cycle. You're not going to elevate to the next level. Your relationship. Is your relationship helping you grow, or is it staggering you? Is it stressing you out? Do you have to think too much and you're thinking too much? You have to weigh these pros and cons. Your friends, are your friends engaging in activity that's not elevating you? The things you're consuming, does it make you think past your thoughts? Does it expand your mind and make you think differently? Yeah, I think I did good today. This was a great topic and a great video. I wanted to come back and do another video on toxic relationships and healthy relationships as it pertains to our own personal growth and achieving the goals that we have for ourselves, so that, I can help to spread this light consciousness that I am developing within myself. And I know that everything that I've been through is only a testament to what and how we can elevate our lives when we have intention, when we have vision, and when we have will. And that is what I want for you. So go find your femininity through freedom, go build your wealth, go attract the love that is right for your personal journey. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.